There was a time, a friend. I'm not going to mention. You actually know. You actually know him.
I'm having this first.
You actually know him, right? We were hanging out, and he was asking me like, because he had seen how close we were. Okay, and he was asking me if anything was going on. I think because he wanted to make a move, put the move on you, but I couldn't tell him. Like he wanted to know so that he wouldn't, get into a brother's zone. You know what I'm talking about? So I was like, nah, man, you're free. I mean, I was assured that he wouldn't get anywhere with you. So
was it like a trust, like you had with me, or okay?
You're fishing for compliments now. This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Welcome to the Besty and Smoke podcast, the BS podcast. How are you doing today? Hopefully you are doing quite well, because over here on the BS show, we're doing on top of our world. The last time was really epic for us, because that was the opener for us here, and it was quite something. And we are glad to be here. Like we said, every midweek we're going to publish an episode for you to enjoy. And do not forget the 3 cardinal points of our mission on the podcast: to provide insight, to inspire you, and to entertain you as well. And this is a general interest podcast where we emphasize family, relationships, friendships, and also where you talk about life survival stories, the ups and downs of life. Those moments when life feels like it's come to an end, but because of the resilience of our humanity, it doesn't destroy us. So in the midst of the struggle, the midst of the pain, lies great outcomes of joy, of possibility, of greatness. So these are the stories we love to share here on the Besty and Smoke podcast. My name is Smoke, and of course I've got my co-hosts, the B and the BS.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well.
I hope you're ready for today, because we have quite something personal and interesting, like close to home, to talk about.
Yes, indeed, we do. Last time we talked about how we are married.
Yes, we did.
We're not just a couple doing a show. We're a real couple coupling up on a podcast.
So some of our discussions are going to hit close to the chest.
Yeah,
close to home.
strike on very delicate nerves.
Yeah, definitely coming from a personal place and a personal background. So
yeah, that's right.
That's why I'm kind of I'm a bit anxious. Okay,
do not be anxious.
I am, because this is more like
I think it's a passage in Philippines rather. Crazy, where it says, be anxious for nothing, but in all things with prayers and supplication, lay your burden. So lay it on me.
So I should come to Jesus.
Lay straight on me.
Okay.
I think I can handle it. But before we get to the finer point of everything, let's relax a little bit. Yeah. How do you feel now relaxing?
Okay. It's going to take a while, okay, for it to sink in, because it's easier said than done. So I still have that idea that, okay, I'm about to talk about a moment that I have lived through. So a period of life that I have lived through, and the experiences. So that's why I said it's kind of it's making me anxious.
Just to expand on that, being a couple's podcast, okay, I seen that we are married. We intend to reveal intimate things about our relationship, particularly the last time, towards the end of the last show, we talked about how we were married for a long time, up to a year. We're in a relationship for a really long time before that, and not a single soul knew about that apart from family. And we said we were going to talk about that here today. The reason why we kept the relationship hidden, and why that had to happen.
Yeah, certainly. And not just why we kept the relationship on the down low, but why would someone keep a relationship on the down low? Like, there are so many reasons aside from ours. There are other reasons why someone would choose to keep their relationship, if for a better word, a secret.
That's right. So that's what we intend to talk about today. Hiding a relationship. Challenges. Even benefits.
There are.
Let's relax again.
Okay. Okay.
So, talk to me.
Please tell me I look good.
Yeah, you do look good.
Okay.
Why do you need me to tell you?
I have to always ask for compliments with you. So, yes.
Oh, wow. Really?
But, yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, God, let's not do this. You know you're not the compliment guy. So I had to, like, specifically sometimes when I wanted, ask for it.
I'm beginning to sound like a really awful husband.
No, you're not an awful husband. You're just a guy who naturally doesn't compliment people.
But truly, I feel like compliments are manufactured, contrived. Like you're telling someone what they want to hear.
Really?
Yeah, because most of the time, if you're really looking shitty, I can't tell you that.
But why not you tell me that when I look good as well? If you can tell me when I look shitty, because you do, you do tell me.
I don't have the nerve to tell you that you look not good.
No. I'm just trying to be like, there's a lie there. There's a lie there. And B, that I don't want to be the first person to go there. But
why do you have to hold back? Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. Okay.
Yeah.
Make a no hold back. Okay. See, somebody can tell you that see, you're not looking good or you're not doing something well. But when you're looking fine, like when you're looking like, oh my goodness, you're dripping, the person cannot be like, you're looking beautiful or you're looking fine. Tell me, not be juju be that. I mean, if you can tell me,
Juju.
Bestie,
Yeah.
you're not looking this, B, you're not doing that. Why not also B, you're looking fine today? Why should I have to be the one to actually ask, am I looking good? So that's why I say it doesn't come to you naturally.
It's either my waterless coconut head asserting itself, or I really do not recall you having to depend on asking me first before I compliment you.
Okay, depend on. Because I never ask for it. Okay, I don't go fishing for it. Ever since I learned that you always accuse me of, are you fishing for compliment? I was like, you know what? I can do without you complimenting me. But do you genuinely, go out of your way to compliment someone? You might, yes, do something that will actually make one be appreciated, but you saying it's not your forte, darling.
Wow. But why are compliments so important, especially to women?
Not especially to women. I think everyone likes to be appreciated.
Like, for instance, me, I don't really give
Wait, okay.
a cutlery if you say I'm looking good or not. Yeah, of course, telling me I look good, makes me feel, good. But I don't really wait on it. I don't care.
Let's clarify
whether it comes or not. Yeah,
it's not something I wait for or something that I'm looking forward to. It's not just about the looks. You might, for instance, knowing you and how good you are with, you're a very creative person, very, very dope, like, stuff like that. Like, I'm your biggest fan, like, I'm your biggest cheerleader. But in other sense or other ways, why can't I get it in return? That's all I'm saying. But if it's where
I don't tell when you're doing something right, like, yeah, that's really nice. That's fantastic. I don't say that.
Not as often as you tell me when I'm doing it wrong.
Okay.
It's like 1 in 60.
So that's almost like I don't ever do it.
You rarely do it.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Do you know the reason why we're even talking about this? Talking about compliments, which could be quite important to some of the ladies listening to this or watching this right now. I think it's a woman's thing.
Okay.
But I also feel like, so I wouldn't sound like I'm gaslighting you. I also want to feel like this goes beyond compliments for you. It's not just about how you're looking today, your hair looks nice, or any of that. This is coming from a place. It's something you've been harboring for a while to say, and you've chosen the podcast to express that, which is not a bad thing, though. Okay, because like I said, I want that authenticity here. I want for us to be able to express, to speak our truths. Yeah, even though some might feel like, why are you bringing your drama to the public? Why are you bickering? Well, we're bickering because couples bicker, right? And that's the difference that we intend to insert into the podcast. We intend to also put on display the human side to the dynamic relationship that we have. And we want to, I personally, okay, I I want to put the real back in reality.
So while we're trying to put the real back in reality, this is not a conversation I think we've had thoroughly before this moment. But I feel like it came and it was an opportunity. I just wanted to take on it. I felt like saying it here will kind of double down the effect.
Yeah, put me on the spot
No,
like
not
that,
really put you on
I'm
the
happy.
spot.
I'm happy that like that you drew first blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was something I wanted to ask before I do this. Okay, you said it's a free. We can.
Yeah, we can.
But now you're making it seem like it's a battle, and I do
No.
the first blood, and you're coming back for me.
No, no,
And
no,
you that I know,
you know the
not
reason
spare
why.
any expense when it comes to.
The reason why I said I'm happy that you went there first is so that you'd naturally get into the rhythm of doing it, so that it wouldn't be a thing if I should call you out on something on the platform.
Okay.
So by the time I decide that, all right, I'm going to put this on blast, you are already used to it.
Okay, because I did it first.
Because you've been doing it.
Okay. Well, I guess I wouldn't do it again, please.
Why not?
Okay, thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the warning.
Come
I
on.
said what I said, and I think it didn't make any difference.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
What are we talking about today? We're talking about, like we mentioned earlier, hiding a relationship. Why would anybody want to do that? I mean, a relationship is something you flaunt, something you scream about from the rooftops. You let the whole world know. But sometimes you keep it on the down low. Now, this is beyond the secrecy that some individuals, especially women, tend to create around their relationships on social media because they are afraid. I've seen this happen quite a lot on Twitter, on X, where ladies would take a picture. They literally hide the man they're with. They would take a picture with the man in their lives, and they would hide the man's face.
What makes you think it's the lady trying to hide the man's face? What if the man is the one who doesn't want to be shown? For her to actually want to post a picture, she wants you to know that, oh, I'm in a relationship.
There's always women coming out to defend that they don't want stories that touch, that women desire men that other women.
Other women coming to the rescue or coming to, say, defend, okay, the lady or whoever posted the picture. I think it's them trying to defend her. Not really that she probably wanted to do that. Post a picture where she hides her man's face. I mean,
it's obvious. You post a picture, and even sometimes when it's a video, when the video is coming to the point where the man's face comes into full display, it gets cut off.
I think most women would like people to know, what?
Is this true that women desire men that other women have?
I wouldn't say it's all about the man. I think it's all about the situation.
Competition.
No. I think, for instance, if you see a man who treats a woman so well, like, you wish you were the woman. In a way, you are wishing you were with the man. In a way, you want the man for some women. So it's not really about wanting the man as a man.
Who is already taken,
but it's like wanting what the woman has.
So in that case, it's valid that a woman would want to not show the man's face, so
I think that's
he cannot be identified and he cannot be taken from her.
There's more to, for me personally, I believe there is more to a woman or some women hiding the face of their man. Okay, I think there is more to it. It's not just all the people who post pictures about their spouse and they don't show who they are. I think
not always a spousal relationship, not always a marriage. I think it's during that phase where people are dating. So she's not really secure in the relationship yet. I mean,
Okay, so
the door is still open
you see
for anything to happen.
you're seeing another
So she's
side of
securing,
it.
she's securing her space.
Another side of it which you're bringing out right now. It's not just for her hiding the man from other women. Okay, this could actually be one of the reasons why people hide their relationship in general. Okay, because you want to, like, leave a space for easy breakup.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, right, if you're already married, it's difficult for a woman to come steal your husband. I know that happens, right?
It happens.
But when you take the two scenarios together, being in a relationship and being married, it's easier to steal a man if that man is actually stealable. Okay?
That's what I wanted
To steal a man who is in just a relationship than it is to steal a man who is already committed.
See, let me tell you this, okay? What I believe. I don't see a man who'd post a picture and hides their woman's face because they rather not post the picture. But a woman would want to show off that she's in a relationship, she actually has someone she's with.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And not show the person's face. To
Because she
actually
wants
put
to
it out there.
pressure all other women. That's the
Whether you
thing.
call it
That's
pressure or
that's the thing with women. There's always this competitive spirit.
It's not, I think it's just wanting to show off.
Who are you showing off to? When you're showing off, right? There is competition and showing off. I'm doing better than you. Look at my life. Oh, my life is so beautiful.
I think it's there are so many things contributing to it. Okay,
Mm.
if you go on social media as a woman, okay, or probably you're in your early 30s or late 20s, you're seeing people getting married, or and the pressure coming from, oh, are you still single? What are you? I mean, your mates are married and all that stuff, and you actually have someone. You guys are getting there. Actually, I've seen pre-wedding photos where the man's face is hidden. So, and you wonder what's the essence of it. You guys are already getting married. Like,
she's not sure yet.
But
I mean, the door is still open slightly.
Is it really about sometimes you're certain? Sometimes you're certain because there are people who they are very private. The man is private,
of course. Let's not overlook the fact that
yes, the man,
sometimes
I don't want my pictures out there. I don't want.
It's difficult for a man to do that. It's difficult for a man to say, I do not want my picture, my face in this picture, because the woman would take it sideways. Like, there's something you're hiding. You do not want to be in my picture or in my video. You don't want people to identify you as being with me. And it's going to cause one huge problem.
Yes, it's going to. But I've seen women who do it. And towards the end of it, you realize that, the man did not want to be in the picture. And I've seen cases where, a woman was caught the mistress, and the mistress didn't even know that she was a mistress. And she was like, oh, no wonder. This is why you didn't want to put your picture out there, because you already have a family. And we're talking marriage. This is why you refuse to, us taking pictures together. So yes, there is truth to that. But I think in some cases too, we shouldn't overlook the fact that some people are way, way private. Like, they wouldn't want,
the man.
Yeah. They wouldn't want their pictures out there. I mean, I don't see myself personally as a woman, having to condone, you want me to take a picture with you and you want me to hide your face. Like, that's a conversation we need to have. Why is that an issue for you? Is there something I need to worry about? But there are some women that they'll be
you see, to avoid issues like that, even though the man is a private person, right? And he wouldn't want for his face to be shown all over social media. When compared to the trouble, to the situation that he's going to have, the argument and the fight, and the having to explain himself over and over again, he would rather just let it be.
But you still have to give in to taking pictures.
So what I'm saying is, most of the time, it's not because the man says, I don't want my face there, unless the man is really two-timing the woman.
Certainly.
Now, a man who is just true to the woman, but is a private person, would rather keep quiet and endure it than have issues of arguments and fights and all of that just to please the woman.
So simply put,
there are two possibilities here.
Okay, for women hiding, we're talking about
for women hiding the men,
Okay.
especially on social media. It's either it's the man that says no, in which case he's doing something, right? I'm trying to acknowledge that does happen.
Okay.
Okay, but the bulk of the time, it's the women making this conscious effort to avoid stories that touch. So they decide, I am not going to show this man's face because why? I do not want to start competing with other women over him. Or they probably know that he has a family and they are the person he's two-timing with.
Okay. So in this case, they don't want anyone coming out to say, okay, this is actually this person's man.
Yeah, this is this person's man.
That's you.
So you are probably cheating with a man. That's why you are hiding him. But you want to pepper other women. This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Hiding relationships. Why do people do that? Okay, and this is coming from a long period of keeping our own relationship hidden. First of all, we were dating and nobody knew about it. And then we got married and that had to continue as well. Now, keeping a relationship hidden, legitly, okay, there are different reasons that one would want to do that. First of all, sometimes when you are working, okay, your company or
policy?
they have this office policy where it's against the policy of the company to date a colleague. Yeah. You cannot do that. Now, when people find themselves in a romantic situation and they feel like it's worth taking the risk for, they might decide to hide the relationship.
Yeah.
But it's not an all-out secret. The secret only exists within the office environment.
But outside the office, people are aware
outside
of
the office, people, friends, close friends know about this. But within the office environment, they tend to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
Which is not the case.
For us.
Yeah.
I think us personally, because we had most of work friends, like people you worked with were also people you hung out with, you know, your own private time. So there is no way that you can tell them without it getting to the office. And it was more of a situation where you wouldn't want to put someone in an awkward position that they have this information.
And they have to keep it a secret.
Yes. Like it's
and you also know that most times people are not very good at keeping secrets.
Yes. So that was actually what contributed to friends
not
outside
being trusted.
Not being trusted with the information. Personally, for me, I don't know about you.
Okay.
But that was why I didn't tell most of my friends. I didn't want to put them in that situation.
Because we actually agreed, remember?
Yes.
We agreed that no one, not a single soul.
Yes, we did. But I was talking about friends who you work with. Okay, not friends outside. Like friends who probably you went to school with, who, okay, they'd probably ask you, hey, what's up? They're getting married. And you're like, what about you?
But there are souls as well.
Huh? Oh no, the conversation never came up with them because it wasn't something to discuss. So the
idea was that no one had to know.
And they did not know.
Yeah, whether they were friends from a million years ago or friends from today, okay, they didn't have to know. The idea was that nobody should know. This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
The friends we had were also work friends. Like these were people who we mixed with, you know, at the office and also outside the office, and such information, you wouldn't trust them with it. One. Two, you wouldn't want to put someone in an awkward situation where they feel like they have to keep your secret. I mean, it's your secret. So why put the pressure on them to, you know, keep that information? So that's mostly why we...
And I have to, while we're talking about this, I have to give it up to someone who knew about the marriage part, and she didn't breathe it to the best of my knowledge. She didn't breathe it to a single soul.
Yeah.
Until we decided
To put it out there.
To put it out there. Now, this person didn't have any reasons to not tell.
Yeah.
I mean, we were not even good friends, but because of living arrangement, she had to know.
Yeah.
And this is why I respect her quite a ton.
Same.
Because she was in a position to actually
spill it.
Yeah, spill the beans, but she did not. And it takes a great degree of character
to do so.
To do that.
And consideration.
Yeah.
It's really something remarkable, if you ask me.
Yeah. She knows herself. This is me saying thank you. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you. You're a good person.
Yes, you are.
No matter what anybody
would say.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Talking about office policies and all of that. We never had that impediment.
Yeah.
There was no, rule as to whether you should or shouldn't, couldn't. But at first, we decided that, you know how a new thing is fresh and still delicate.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to whip up all kinds of gossip around it. So we kept it under wraps naturally. Okay. Now with time, but you know, the funny thing though, is that it didn't stop
the talks,
the gossip.
I think to some extent it did limit. Okay. Because it's one thing is you talking about something without evidence. Okay, there wasn't any yes, we were close, yes, we were best of pals, but that was it. Okay, you have people make slight comments, and that was pretty much it.
And it wasn't because of anything that we did to sort of like slip-ups. You know how people tend to feel like a man and a woman cannot
be friends.
And you might be thinking, but that's
exactly.
That exactly.
I think the truth is, we were we were friends before anything happened.
Yeah,
I think the foundation
we were best friends first.
Yeah.
Before we became in a relationship. So I was about to say lovers, but that sounded like an old-fashioned word. Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, so they saw us always hanging together, even prior to us dating.
Would you say it was the talk that actually got out? Like,
no way.
It wasn't.
There's no way in heck it would have been. I mean, like, it's like saying that people pushed you into no way that people talking can. Yeah, but there is.
When people keep pushing people together, saying, "Oh, this person is good for this
that's
person."
intentional.
Yeah,
when people are intentional about
what you didn't see before.
Yeah, you don't see how you guys fit together.
Yeah,
and friends actually told me that, but that was while we were already dating. A lot of friends would be
Friends told you.
Yeah, a lot of my friends.
They were a good fit.
Yeah. Oh man, I couldn't hear the last of it. People would be like, "Smokey, what are you doing, man? Look at Bestie. She's your friend. She's the woman for you." And I had to keep on denying it. Like, nah, man, I'm good, bruh. And they would be like, "Come on."
Oh,
man.
then
No. I do remember when I eventually, the guy that was always on my neck, guy, wait till you do. You want to lose this girl, right? He was one of the first that I called to tell.
Okay.
Like, dude, we've been married for this long. And he didn't even take any offense. He was just happy that, yeah, my guy, like, yes, should be able to. He took the glory like he was the one who opened my eyes to it.
Without even knowing that your eyes were open.
Yeah. But that's the thing about friendship. Good friends will always point you in the right direction, and it's up to you whether you walk that path or not. And it wasn't just him. It became pressure from friends. Like, wait till you do, guy, the mess up. Like, this is the right. There was a time, a friend, I'm not going to mention, you actually know him.
I'm having this first.
You actually know him, right? We were hanging out one evening, and that friend was new in the in the mix.
In the
Okay.
circle?
Yeah, in the circle. Just came into town, and he was asking me like, because he had seen how close we were. Okay. And he was asking me if anything was going on. I think because he wanted to make a move, put the move on you. But I couldn't tell him.
Okay.
Because we were also working.
Yeah.
These are guys.
You work with
that were my friends off of the office, outside the office, and also colleagues at the office. So done with work and then hanging out, like he wanted to know so that he wouldn't, get into a brother's zone. You know what I'm talking about? So I was like, nah, man, you're free. Knowing, I was assured he wouldn't get anywhere with you. So
was it like a trust, like you had with me, or okay?
You're fishing for compliments now.
I want to believe that part of it was that you trusted me.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Isn't that what I said?
Just, can you spell it out?
Oh my goodness.
Just spell it out now.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
I didn't feel like I had to discourage him because I was secure in the knowledge that you would handle it. I was quite comfortable telling him to go ahead, and
it was no threat.
Yeah, it wasn't a threat. And just to also put it out there, I wasn't complacent. I wasn't taking anything for granted. But it wasn't because he couldn't become a threat, but because I chose to trust you.
Okay.
Right. And it wasn't. Yeah, fishing for compliments again. That's what I was going to say. That it wasn't a choice I made out of empty air. It was a choice that was founded in reality, something I had seen you do, and you were worthy of that trust. Are you happy now?
Thank you, sir.
So that happened quite a lot, actually.
Wait, what moment happened quite a lot?
Friends asking me to give them tips as to how to put the move on you. Like I should step aside. Now, I was in the midst of all of that situation, right? At some point, I might have been threatened into telling them this girl is taken, but there was no pressure to do that, knowing that, I'm the dude, I'm the man. In this situation, and nothing is going to knock me off my perch.
And she's got your back.
Yes. Wow. You can't help yourself, can you?
I just had to.
Man.
But I got your back now.
But the thirst, man.
The thirst. Okay, yeah. In this case, I'm thirsty. Why? Because this is my first time hearing this information. I did not know all this. So I feel like, wow. Not that, it would have made any difference if I had it then or now, but...
Broke code, and even now, you can't know who. And I think, hold that thought, about challenges, right? I know I'm jumping right ahead with this, but let me just put this out there first, immediately. So, I don't forget, all right? Now, the whole idea of socializing, keeping that secret and having to socialize. I was hanging out with dudes. I like to call them my friends. Now, being in the situation that we were in, it made it difficult for me to do that a lot.
Okay, I think I remember the incident where you had a get together, or one of those nights, and there were ladies who, the accusation, why ain't you?
Yeah,
what's with
why
you?
are you not, mixing with the ladies and all of that. Now, this should be the part where I get my own flowers.
Yes,
but
you do.
I do not ask for flowers.
Hold on. I'm sorry, sir. But you told me that because you wanted me to give you your flower right from then, because that was an information you shared with me when it happened. I was, oh yeah, I know I can.
How do you know that was the first time it happened?
I mean, I don't know, but you told me.
I can't remember how all of that happened and what led to me telling you. But the thing is that quite often you would have ladies, hanging out with the boys. And there were even times when we had to, spend the night. Okay.
That was
have
the time.
have an all-nighter.
All night. That was when you told me the all-night situation.
All right. So I guess there was a reason to tell you. So now when we were having all-nighters and you were supposed to
be there.
Yeah, be there. And I realized that being there and not being the guy they would want me to be, because there were women, who were especially invited for that situation. Okay. Now, being there and not, how would I put this, and not behaving accordingly, right, would seem weird.
Mm-hmm. Now, these ladies were making their moves.
No, these ladies are available at this moment. Okay. You don't have to expend any type of effort, okay, to get in the zone. So why
are you not back?
Yeah. And it happened quite a lot. Now, I know that people in my space might want to use the elimination method to guess who could be in the space I'm talking about. Don't even bother. Yeah? You understand what I'm saying?
I feel like it was towards me. Was it towards me to start thinking of who you were in the space with?
Yeah, even you. This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
A man is supposed to behave like a man. Chase after women, have fun, but I wasn't doing any of that. And that brought my masculinity into question. Now, to balance that off, I had to be the hard guy, too difficult to please. Okay?
Okay.
The odd one out. I remember a couple of ladies, acquaintances, always saying that, Smokey, I don't know when you're going to marry. You said that. I don't think you ever get married. Why? Because of the persona I presented to them. Because if you're a lady and you expected me to behave a certain way towards you, okay, especially if you're a fine girl, all right? So you expect that Smoke would play a certain way, and he's not, right?
So you understand? Okay,
so you start thinking, so for you to understand, this is why I'm not doing this. Because now, if you know that I was in a relationship, be like, okay, he's in a relationship. That's why he's not like this.
Yeah.
But for me to protect my masculinity, I had to present a front.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of the big having to navigate that it was psychological. It had to be psychologically dealt with by being in character all the time, maintaining my image.
Okay.
As a guy. The guy. This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
The things you did then, okay, having to not be in a space where I will hear negative things about you, because of course you hear negative things about other people, but it never came up with you. And I think it kind of made most of, most people see you as a prospect. So that was something I was fully aware of. So
okay.
Yeah.
And you are going to share your challenges as well. But before we do that, we still are talking about why people in a relationship might hide their relationship. Let me list some of them out. You have family complication.
Yes.
You have underage relationship where people are hiding their relationship because they're not legally of age.
Yeah.
And the last one is
the cheating partner.
Who hides. I think we mentioned that earlier when we're talking about ladies who hide the faces of the men in their lives to post. And we're talking
the angle of the man being the one who asked for that. That means they're probably two-timing you. And you also have shame.
Yeah.
Like you find your partner embarrassing. You're not confident with the person you're with. So you rather people not know you're dating this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen
Tell me about it.
This girl, she was always bitching about this guy, how this guy is not this, he's not that, he's not all of that.
Like, not good.
Yeah, not good. Always criticizing him, and this wasn't criticism coming from attraction. Okay, you know, sometimes the ladies, they have a weird way of expressing their attraction.
Okay, they talk bad about who they like.
They like, yeah. So, but this wasn't that.
Okay, this was honest.
Yeah, she genuinely felt that he wasn't the guy. But
would you say disgusted by him?
I think you know who I'm talking about.
I think I do. That's why I brought up the being disgusted.
But then, because of his exploits, his romantic exploits, she was curious. She was curious as to how all of that could pan out.
I guess what the guys, for better, the tool the guy is working with is that.
Not exactly the tool, but, you know, his exploits.
Okay.
He was, you know, the ladies' man. Okay. Like, the ladies want him.
Yeah.
And all of that. So she couldn't get beyond the idea of, if this guy's like this,
and ladies are still
flocking around him, what's the thing I'm not getting?
The curiosity, like,
so she was curious, to find out. And I think she eventually got into that space, but she couldn't share
that she's in that
she's
space.
in that space. All right, so she had to continue talking down on this dude
because that's the foundation she already laid,
while craving his attention and his affection, which was a really toxic mix.
Yeah, it is a toxic mix because you want to maintain whatever opinion you held before about him or her. You still go on talking that ish because you already started with that.
I think she was tripling down on those things.
Tripling down. So
because other people shared her opinion. And she couldn't come out all of a sudden and start singing praises.
So I think it was ashamed to be that which you're spot on.
Yeah, to be that dog that goes back to the vomit.
In my mother tongue, we say "Ono koro ogiri, ono gemecha korea lacha." So it's like that's ogiri. She already spot on it. Like,
yeah, everybody knows that the ogiri smells a lot. Yeah. But you were emphatic about the awfulness of the smell, and now you've been wallowing
in that smell.
So shame is a reason for people to
keep their relationship a secret.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
I'm trying to inch my way up to asking you the question I asked you,
which was
earlier. All right. Now, there's also family complications. The reason why people might keep their relationship hidden because the families or maybe one family doesn't approve. So because they do not want to separate,
they keep it under wraps.
They keep the relationship under wraps. And then back to the top, your challenges.
My challenges, well, during our relationship, having not to tell my friends, okay, it wasn't really about me wanting to gloat about it or me like, oh, I'm in a relationship or kind of something. But you know, when you talk about, you know, relationships,
swapping stories.
Swapping stories and all that stuff. And they are honest with you regarding this. They tell you, you know, their partners, you know, who they're dating. You've actually been to some of their maybe traditional marriage or something. And you are there, like you keep this huge secret. Sometimes it's like, okay, they are sharing their lives with you, but you are not doing the same. That was actually one of the challenges I
do recall you wanted me to speak to one of your friends that you told a secret after we decided that nobody was going to be told.
In my defense, okay, one of the reasons why we did not tell anybody was work mostly. Okay, it wasn't like we were embarrassed, okay, or we're ashamed to be with each other.
I think at some point you felt that I was tripling down too much. Like I was too insistent on carrying through with the agreement, and you must have felt that there was something going on with me that wasn't really all that.
No, I never felt about something going on with you, like you being unfaithful.
Yeah, I know.
Or you being, you not being honest with me. That's dishonesty. I never felt that. I felt that even when I can't share with the friends, circle friends I had at work, I found it disturbing that you also had issue with me telling someone who did not share that space with us. Our main reason was work. That was the root of it. But this friend was from school and she's no longer here. She's in Abuja. And, we're talking about this. We had plans. We talked about, so she was giving me an information and she was asking me about what about me and the constant nagging. I was like, you know what, girl? This is actually what it is. And she was happy, very excited. And me having that, okay, I've spoken to her man. Okay, I know the progress they are making.
Why do women feel? Because I never felt like I had to tell anyone.
You never felt like you had to tell anyone, because how many of your friends were coming to you to tell you that they are getting married? How many of your friends came to you to actually, your friends, they were married? Your friends,
not all of my friends.
Okay.
Like it was just a couple of my friends that were actually
married. You never
married.
had a conversation with them about how the ones that came to you as, okay, they were concerned. What are you doing about this? I mean, come on, make the move.
And it would have been quite the easiest thing in the world to tell them, like, look.
They were work friends,
I believe that if you really want to keep a secret, then you should keep it. Because once you tell somebody else, there is no way you have control. And the reason why I'm choosing this time to talk about this is because at that time, I felt that if I made too much of it, it would seem as though there was something else going on.
But there wasn't.
Like, why was I insisting on carrying through with this thing and being ridiculously consistent with it?
Okay, I keep on trying to point out, family knew about this. And by family knowing about this means family might tell their friends. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe in the same circle discuss with people they know.
Mm-hmm.
So I consider this person to be outside, way, way outside beyond what we were trying to hide it.
I think it wasn't all of that consideration. I think it was more the fact that you had to share something with your best friend at the time.
And
even if she was here, you would have still told her.
No, even if she was here, I wouldn't have. If she was in the same circle, I wouldn't have. Because she was.
How about the other lady?
Okay,
how about the other lady who was also a work person that you told?
I told her. Now the funny thing is when we. Oh, I know. The funny thing is, I know. No, hold on. I'm glad you brought it up.
I'm sorry. This is becoming too.
I told someone, like I said, I was anxious of this because of it's going to hit, home, okay, because it's personal and it's going to bring up some things that, were shoved deep down and some conversations that were never had. So it's okay. Now, I told this person because we're friends, and I did not tell this person, see who I'm married to. Okay, yeah, I got married.
But you also understand that telling her, but not telling her who it was even worse than not telling her.
Now, I think at the initial stage, it was not having to explain the complication. Okay, I've met this person's man. You call me your friend. I know things about you that most people don't know. And it's not like when you call someone your friend and they are giving you this information, you tell them, stop. Don't give this information to me. But they do it because they want to confide in you. And in turn, you keep quiet because you're hiding a secret.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
So let's move on real quickly. Okay, was there any benefit?
Oh, there were benefits. There were benefits. It was more like we were given the space to feel each other out. Mm-hmm. We took it at our own pace.
Without pressure. There was none of that. So there was no third party involvement.
Thank you. And there was no opinion shared about, who or what. So it was just us making our decision, discovering each other, like trying to, build whatever we built at our own pace. That was one of the things I enjoyed so much about our relationship that I wouldn't give it up for anything.
No pressure from the outside
No
world.
pressure, no opinions to consider or anything. Just that. I really appreciated that so much. So,
Okay.
what have you?
For me, you know, one might be wondering, so if you didn't have a policy at work that mandated you to not be romantically involved with one another, then why did you feel like you had to conceal the relationship? Now, I was an interesting figure at my office. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
I tend to be that guy that you'd hate on. Not because of anything I've done to you, but you just pressuring yourself. I wouldn't want to say that it's this or that, but sometimes people respond to, could you help me?
Yeah, I feel like
describe that. So it wouldn't be coming from me.
I feel like it's coming from a place where if you are the one who knows better, who people believe that, okay, you're a threat to what they're trying to achieve or trying to acquire, you become someone people love to hate. So simply put, you were that guy who you knew how things were done and you went out of your way to make sure things were done well. And for someone who is incompetent, for someone who, who doesn't know better, they wouldn't want their BS being called out. So in that case, you find yourself now being the guy such a person would love to hate. Keyword, love to hate. So yeah, so that was pretty much the situation. And you wouldn't want that to rub off me. Like you wanted, a situation whereby I will be...
You fight your own...
Yeah, I will fight my own battle.
That's your battle to fight and not have my situation spill over.
Absolutely.
And people who feel like, okay, I want to hurt Smoke, but because they can't really hurt me.
They come for, the person closest to you in the circle. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
that was pretty much it. And
this is how the concealment now evolved from trying to avoid office gossip to being something to protect. I don't want to seem like diminishing who you are. No,
that doesn't really diminish who I am, because from my own side, I had my own headaches.
Okay, let me make this as clear as I possibly could. Now, you've risen to a certain position in an organization, and that position limits the harm that could be done to you by certain people. Sort of like insulates you to or from a certain type of harm. Now, that doesn't mean that people will not try, the manager in this case, or whoever. Things could go sideways. I'm really trying to be selective about how I put this so it doesn't really sound like something I do not intend for it to sound like. Now, I got to a point where I couldn't be hurt in a certain way because I helped set some things up. It would have been obvious that I was being witch hunted. So there had to be a way to do it. And doing it like that, it would be difficult to hurt me in the way that they would want. But if they couldn't hurt me, then they would go for people who are connected to me. Now, this is why in the movies you see undercover police officers or spies trying to cut loose from family ties, completely eradicate people or connections in their lives and set up a false and new identity in order to protect something like the thing that Jaru said in a song, use a code name to protect the innocent. So now you disconnect from people in your world, people that could be hurt when people who want to hurt you cannot hurt you. Of course, we started this by trying to insulate ourselves from office gossip and all of that, but it metamorphosed into something bigger. And within the folds of this big monster was a toxicity that was awful to experience because I was fighting to defend myself and I didn't want to also have to fight to defend you. And I think at some point you took offense that I was trying to protect you, and I was, placing myself in front. But in the final analysis, I was trying to protect myself by protecting you, because if they couldn't hurt me, because I was always walking around my shoulders held high, acting like nothing was getting to me. All right. So they would feel frustrated and they'll go after the next best thing. They'll start doing all kinds of things to you. And then it doesn't really matter whether you could fight back or defend yourself, but it would hurt me.
I never had it easy.
I did not say that. I knew you were having your own moments, but I was the chief enemy. I was the focus of the entire attack. And if they had discovered that, oh, you guys were related, they would have intensified whatever they were doing in your direction. And that would have hurt me more than whatever they were doing to me. So in order to protect myself from being exposed like that, I had to keep them from the knowledge that we were connected. Now, for instance, them denying you a promotion, probably taking away a slice of your salary or something, because there was nothing that they wouldn't have done. So I'm not trying to put this on me, like make it all me. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
That made it absolutely necessary that we should not put it out there that we were married simply put, until we left the organization. And then we had to now start telling everybody in our world that we are married. So you understand, because we were talking about how the office did not have a rule that prevented people from having a relationship. So the question would now be, why did you
guys keep
hide?
yours?
Yeah. So it went from being a prevention of gossip to being a protection of peace of mind.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
So we have to bounce right now. I know we've barely scratched the surface of why people we choose to hide their relationship. We talked about underage dating. We talked about cheating partners who might want to keep that under wraps, because they do not want to be discovered. And also we talked about shame. People who are ashamed of the ones they are dating, and because of that shame, they want to keep it from the public. And the last one, that's office policy, where people do not want to expose that they are married or that they are
in a relationship.
Dating,
I
within
think
the organization.
This is the key to actually let you know that if you've ever been in a relationship, or maybe you started your relationship having to hide it from people, what was the reason behind it?
Yeah, please comment and let us know.
Let us know, because we all have a general reasons why people hide their relationship, but there is a peculiar stories or reason for everyone's story
situation.
So if you had a reason why you had to hide your relationship, what was it? And did the relationship survive? Did it make or mar your relationship? In this case, it made the relationship.
Yeah.
So in your case, did it make it or did it mar it? Let us know.
Let us know in comments. All right. And do not forget to subscribe wherever you are getting us from. Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you're on YouTube right now, please subscribe. All right. And post a comment as well. Like, share with your friends. This is the second time out on the Besty and Smoke podcast, aka the BS podcast, and we are hoping that we will get your support. We thank you for watching today. Like I said, we've barely scratched the surface, but we have to wrap it up somewhere. All right, we're going to be here again on the next one. Till then, last words.
Well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, okay? If it's good for you, good for your mental health, and you ain't hurt no one, just do you. That's simply
right.
For me, because I did me.
Absolutely. Do you, and do what works for you, and don't ever let go. I keep it on the positive side until the next time we are here. That'll be next week. Stay on the positive side of things and keep fighting, keep holding on. It's going to get better. We'll see you again.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.